Mark. Boone.
Delicious. Really good. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. This is a solo yak hunt that I did last week, and it didn't end the greatest. So it was a pretty darn good hunt. I bagged 5 birds. I shot like crap, but I did all right. I killed 3 widgeon and 2 gadwall. So it was a fun shoot, and it was a beautiful morning. It was just me and Boone, and it was my first yak hunt of the year. Now, it ended terribly. I took a swim in the lake. I lost my new phone. I lost everything. So I have none of the footage that I recorded during that hunt minus my GoPro. So the only footage I have left from the hunt itself is off of my GoPro. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through it, show you all the action shots, and then we're going to be doing a clean and cook today too. So we took some of the breasts and we're going to be making air fryer duck jerky. So stick around till the end and check it out because it's a great recipe. Makes a great snack for the duck blind. Okay, so this first one, guys, is going to be pretty hard to see. It was right at shooting light, but I had 2 widgeon fly through. I shot, knocked 1 down, and then I took kind of a late shot at the second one. Probably shouldn't even shot at it, but I did. So we were on the board like 5 minutes into the morning with widgeon number 1. Second bird was a solo bird, and it was just 1 lone gadwall flying across, and whiffed my first shot completely, and then second shot folded it, and it made for a very, very easy retrieve for Boone. So about 15 minutes into the day, 20 minutes into the day, we were up to 2 ducks, a gadwall and a widgeon. Can't ask for much better than that.
Mark. Boone.
This next group, guys, is a nice little group of gadwall. It's like 7 or 8 gadwall that I sat here and worked for a few minutes. I kind of cut out the lengthy sections of them just kind of circling because you can't really make them out in the sky, and all you gotta do is listen to my horrible calling the whole time. So I spliced them all together, but they actually came in, buzzed me originally, so I called at them. They circled around, came over the trees, didn't want to land, and then I worked them for about 2.5, 3 minutes, and they finally looped back around and came right in perfectly on me, and I shot 1 of them, and yeah, missed my other 2 shots, but hey, 1 duck's better than no ducks. So after this one, it put us on the board with 3.
Stay.
So I had 2 widgeon landed in my decoys, a drake and a hen, and I went ahead, water swatted the drake, and the hen flew away. But hey, I mean, if they're landing in your decoys and you're shooting them on the water, obviously you're doing something right. So we're on the board with 4 birds, and I was feeling really good. It was only like 8 o'clock at the time. There were still groups of ducks flying. I was working ducks all morning. I had some pretty good footage that I took on my phone that, rest in peace, is no longer with us. But then we had some big groups of widgeon flying around, and I was sitting there trying to work them, trying to get them to land. Because if I could just close out with 2 more birds out of a nice sized group, I was done. I was packing up and I was going home. But 1 solo came out of this group and landed in my decoys again, and I sat there and worked this freaking group what felt like forever, and they just would not get close. So I ended up just taking the one on the water instead of being greedy. Here it is.
Watch.
So once I got this one, guys, we were at 5 birds, just needed 1 more duck. It was a great morning, literally. Everything was working like I wanted it to. I literally started walking out to go adjust my decoys. I had Boone with me, and I don't know what I tripped on, but I stepped on something, and I took a swim.
Come on.
It sucked. That water was freezing. It filled up my waders. Got everything I had on soaked. Literally soaked. So I went and got up on the bank and took off all my stuff, and I was just freezing cold. And then after that, I kind of lost all motivation to be out there still. So I tried to warm up just a little bit and get a little bit of feeling back in my hands at least. And then I picked up as quick as I could and loaded Boone up, and we headed home and enjoyed the rest of our Sunday, because that wasn't for me. So I appreciate y'all for watching. Now let's jump into the fun part where we cooking these babies. Before we hop into that, if you guys have liked what you've seen so far, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I actually, when I lost my phone, I lost like 3 or 4 hunts worth of footage. I'm still making videos for you guys. Soon, we got plenty to come. 2021 is going to be a great year for us. I got a good feeling about it. 2020, we just started the YouTube channel, and I've learned a lot about self-filming these hunts over this duck season, and it has been a challenge between trying to learn how to film everything, chasing the very few birds that are around, and trying to work a new pup all at the same time. It has definitely been challenging, but 2021 is going to be a big year for us. I promise you that. I got quite a bit of feedback on the other recipe videos I did, so I figured I'd do another one, and this is one of my favorites to do. We make the duck jerky, and it's awesome because then you can just pack it, take it with you, so the next day when you're shooting ducks, you got something to snack on, and it's good for you. I like it. Maddie likes it. The dogs like it. If we get divers, which I have some marinating right now, I'll leave a lot of the spice out, make some jerky out of that, and that is Boone's dog treats, and trust me, he is a fan of it. Hey, you want some jerky? So for this recipe, guys, we're going to be doing this in the air fryer, okay? You can do this if you have an oven and you want to use an oven. You can do that, and works the same way in a dehydrator as well. You're pretty much cooking it just like you would make regular jerky out of beef or venison, but we're going to cook it a little bit less. I like the air fryer because it's super easy, and it still comes out really, really good. This is what I use for my marinade. So for our marinade, guys, I always start it off with some type of beer. We got some Bud Light Lime, so I'll put about a half a bottle of that, depending on how many ducks we have. I always start it off with the beer though, so I put about a half a bottle of that in there. Just a little bit of liquid smoke. A little bit of this stuff goes a really long way. I like this Carolina style barbecue sauce, so I'll put just a little bit of that in there as well to get some of that like sour vinegary taste in there. We're using this hickory smoke marinade. This is the first time I'm trying it, so I'll let you guys know how that is, but it's pretty cheap. It's like $1.50 at the store. And then hot sauce. This is just some generic brand hot sauce, but some good dabs of hot sauce in there for some spice. But really just play around with it. Try it and see what you like. I like kind of some kick to mine, so I always use hot sauce, and then I'll throw some red pepper flakes in there or whatever. But really, you can just pick you up a marinade from anywhere, and you could just use that and then throw in different ingredients and kind of play with it. So I use a little Tupperware container to marinate my ducks. That way I can just shake it up, cover it, throw it in the fridge, and let it sit for about 24 hours. You could do less time if you wanted to. Usually no more than 24 hours though. With these puddle ducks, I don't do a brine or anything. I just throw them straight in the marinade. So I just rinse them off, wash all the blood and stuff off, throw them straight in marinade for 24 hours. With diver ducks, I will always brine them. So I'll do a salt water and sugar brine. All you got to do, just boil you some water, mix in your salt and sugar, boil it, then let it cool to room temperature, okay? And then you can put it in the fridge, let it cool down some more, and then you're going to put all your breasts in there, cover it, and let that sit overnight usually, and that'll pull out all that fishy diver taste. And don't put too much salt. You put too much salt, it's going to make it really, really salty. That's why I always use like brown sugar or regular sugar to kind of sweeten up the breasts a little bit. It helps so much. So if you ever just throw out your divers, that's wrong. You should cook everything you kill, brine them up, and they taste all right. If you don't like it, like I said, feed it to your pup. So I'm gonna just turn my foodie on bake roast, and the lowest this one is gonna go down to is 250. Okay, so I said as low as it goes, and what I'm gonna do right now is just turn it on for 15 minutes and let it preheat. That way it gets nice and warm, so we can just throw everything in there and it's ready to rock. Now what we're gonna put on our jerky on, we're gonna use these bamboo skewers. Okay, you can get these things at Dollar Tree for $1, and they come in this huge pack, or you can get them at any grocery store. Okay. And then all we're going to do is I slice my breasts about 1/8 of an inch thick or so, and then in whatever size strip you want your jerky to be, and we're just going to run just the tops of them through that, and I'll show you how I prop those up in my air fryer, and we'll go ahead and run a batch, and then I'll show you guys the finished product, what it looks like, and how it tastes. Alright guys, so we got them all on our little skewers, and that's what it's going to look like pretty much. So just line them up there. You don't have to have a lot of space between them. Then we're going to close it up and let these kind of keep it cracked, okay? So we got our skewers over here, and they're gonna hold it open, and then 45 minutes, 250 degrees. I'll see you guys in a few minutes, let you know what it looks like. All right guys, 45 minutes has gone by. Let's take there we have it, all done, and it looks pretty good. So let's give it a little taste test. So as you can see, they're pretty thick, nice little chunks, and delicious. Really good. So then you can just take that and throw it in a Ziploc baggie. If you guys like this recipe, drop it down below, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for me. I'd really appreciate that. And if you got any cool recipes, drop them down below as well. I'd really like to know how you guys like to cook. I love cooking these birds just as much as I like chasing them and shooting them. So go ahead, drop it down below, and we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.